Hey folks, it's Florida Deere. Thanks for joining me today. Today we have kind of like a special kind of PSA, you know, public service announcement, so to speak, I guess. And I'm not really sure who to blame for this, but my buddy just got a great deal on this tractor that you see here, which is a 2013 1025R. So I'm going to tell you why he got this thing for $4,000. Okay, here's the ad, so you can see that it actually was an ad. I'm posting this up on the screen now, as you can see, and there's a couple shots of it. We don't have the full description of it, but so he called up the seller, and what he found out was that it had a busted transmission. It allegedly busted transmission. So he called, my buddy called me, Thomas, and we were kind of talking about it. He was thinking it was just the pump. I was like, you know, he looked up the pump. The pump was a couple $100 online, I think on Amazon somewhere, or, you know, probably whatever, a couple $100 more for a John Deere one or whatever, right? And so he figures for $4,000 or $4,500, he's going to take a shot at it. And because I mean, it's the whole thing. I mean, it has the deck, the loader. We have the forks on it right now because I just brought those over for him to use semi-permanently, because I don't use my forks. But it came with a regular bucket like you would see here, and it has the older H120, but it's still the quick release front end loader, right? So he picks the thing up. The guy describes it to him, says he took it to the John Deere dealership in southern Georgia. Now, I don't know where this dealership is. I don't know which dealership it is. I was going to try to call them, but it's not like they're going to talk to me about what went on, and they're not even probably going to remember what the conversation was. But the guy said that the dealership said it likely was the transmission, and that it would be $5,000 to fix. Okay, $5,000 to fix. The seller, the previous owner, I guess went with that and didn't get a second opinion. So I guess part of the PSA here is, when somebody tells you that it's a big dollar item, how about, it's probably not a bad idea to get a second opinion. It's kind of like if you were diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, you wouldn't just be like, oh, well, you know, stage 4 cancer, I guess I'll go ahead and get my affairs in order and, you know, go from there. I mean, you're probably going to see another doctor, right? And I think it's the same thing with this. Not exactly the same thing. I'm not saying that a transmission bad in a tractor is like stage 4 cancer, but you get the gist here, okay? And so he did not get a second opinion. He went with us. So what he did is he put it up for sale and went and bought an orange tractor. So because the dealership either accidentally led him wrong or purposely led him wrong, or just wanted to get a lot of money from him or sell him a new tractor, or whatever they did or didn't do, because we weren't there, so we don't really know. This is secondhand knowledge, so I just want to be very clear that I don't know all the like minute details of this situation, other than what me and Thomas have gone over. Is he was told it was a transmission. He said he's not going to pay for it. I guarantee that Kubota was a lot more than $5,000 is what I would gather. But anyways, that's what he went and bought. So fast forward to Thomas picking this thing up. Just, what was it, 2 days ago, Thomas?
Yeah.
You picked it up on Sunday, yeah, because he wasn't available on Saturday. We would have gone up there together. But anyways, so Thomas picks it up. He calls me and says, hey, the guy said it kind of slowly died, like the transmission stopped, and then slowly after that, the hydraulics stopped after that. And it was kind of like, it wasn't an all of a sudden thing. And me and Thomas are talking back and forth, and I'm thinking to myself, I would just start with hydraulic fluid. So the dealership, I guess, drained the hydraulic fluid, didn't put the hydraulic fluid back in it, and just sent the guy off. Well, lo and behold, Thomas stopped by Tractor Supply Company, picked up about 4 gallons of hydraulic fluid, filled the thing up. Well, actually, hold on, let me back up there. He took out the screen. He didn't have a spin-on filter to replace yet. He took out the screen, spent about a whole can of brake cleaner on that thing. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep. And got that thing. You couldn't see through the thing at all. No daylight whatsoever through the screen that's in the back. Or if you've seen enough of these videos, you know what we're talking about with the transmission screen on the rear. There's a spin-on filter up front, and then there's a screen on the back. You clean up the screen. The screen usually has some magnets in it. Clean up the magnets. You put everything back. You know, there's a little hose on the back too that you reinstall. He does that. Puts the, you know, whatever 3.25 gallons or 3.5 gallons of fluid in. Starts up, and it runs right away, Thomas. Immediately runs.
The
like
loader started working. It went forward and reverse. No issues.
The 3-point works. So for, what'd you say, $80?
Yeah, but yeah, the 4 gallons and the can of brake clean.
Hydraulic fluid. He has a $4,080 tractor that is probably, I'm going to guess, with the deck and the loader, I'm going to guess this is probably a $10,000 to $12,000 tractor all day long. So I guess what I'm saying is, do I feel bad for the guy? Sort of. Do I think the dealer was a bad dealer? I don't know, folks. Maybe the technician at the dealership didn't do. Maybe he just wasn't very knowledgeable. Maybe he was a guy that wanted to make a big service, you know, $5,000, you know, service ticket. Maybe he wanted to send the guy to the sales department. I don't know. I'm not saying any of those are the case. I don't know if it was incompetence, some shady stuff or whatever. I'm just saying that if you have a big ticket item, I would get a second opinion from another dealer, another mechanic or something like that. But I would have to put some of the onus on the previous owner of the tractor. I mean, he pretty much maintained, if you look at the filters on the engine and stuff like that, we have a little leak here with the couplers, but I mean, that's not a big deal. The rest of the tractor looks, you know, relatively well maintained. He kept it under a carport from what I understand. And I mean, this is a 13-year-old tractor, but I guess he never, in what, almost 1,800 hours?
Yeah, 1780.
1780 hours, he never, it appears that he never changed the hydraulic fluid in a tractor. So, I mean, is it the dealer's fault? Is it the previous owner's fault? I mean, he should have changed the fluid, and he wouldn't have given away a $10,000 to $12,000 tractor for $4,000. Wasn't your wife, didn't your wife ask you if you were like felt bad about the guy about taking it for $4,000?
Yes, she asked me.
Let me address that, okay? I get where Thomas's wife is coming from, but here's the deal. Thomas, based on the information that the seller gave him from the dealership, he was looking at probably a transmission replacement. In fact, on the way back, Thomas had called me and we were like, well, you know, I guess at worst case scenario, he could break even by selling the loader and the deck for what he paid for it and then parting out the tractor. So there was a decent possibility that he was taking a reasonable risk about not only from that information coming from the seller, but also from the John Deere dealership in that South Georgia town that I'm just not going to mention. I just figured it's better for them. And so he was taking a risk that ended up being obviously a good risk. And I'll throw in a clip of him driving around the and so you can see that it works and you can see that the ad was there. So I guess what I'm saying at the end of the day, people, do your own maintenance or go to a dealer that you can truly trust. There are good John Deere dealerships out there. There are obviously bad dealerships too, whether it's nefarious or just incompetence. We can both agree, you know, that is the case. You know, and probably Kubota dealerships too. There's probably good ones and there's probably bad ones. I guess what I'm saying is if you've had a situation like this that was similar or you know, anything like this, leave a comment about your situation. If you've had a good dealership experience or a bad one similar to this, whether it was with John Deere or something else, I'd just be curious to know if this is a common thing where they sell somebody or they just don't tell them the right thing when basically it just needs fluid change. It basically needs basic service, and that's it. Any case, folks, I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. And if you wanted to see more videos on the John Deere 1 series, maybe specifically this one eventually, or the one that I have, the 1023, or any of my garden tractors, you can click the subscribe button. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye. So what did we learn here? Trust but verify. Trust but verify. I think that's what Ronald Reagan said about the Soviets, didn't he? Trust but verify. I don't know. I'm not trying to bring in too much politics. Don't get all wrapped up in that. I think that's just one of the historic things that he had mentioned about the Soviet Union. So anyways, that's a wrap.